Welcome friends, another how to make here at Flower Factor. We're going to start off with a nice wire, just a metal wire. It's about 2.5 millimeters thick. We're going to cover it with a wool. We're going to cover a piece of it with wool. And of course we can do this with the drill, but in this case I'm just going to do it by hand because it's a very thin wire. And by hand you can do it also pretty quick. So this will be a technique you can use for bridal design, and it's fun, it's easy, and it will last a long time, longer than you would expect. Of course it depends a little bit on the temperature. Going to make a little bit thicker part here, and I will explain later why we do that. And then we're going back like this. I make a little loop and I just pull it really tight. You can do that 2 times. And then basically this is a start. Then we have a nice oyster shell. I made it a little bit smaller, so I cut it just with a scissor. And we're going to place it on like this. And now we know why this is a bit thicker, because I need a stop here. And we're going to use some nice carnations, Beyonces, and I'm going to peel off the bottom part. So I'm going to peel off the green cap, and I'm going to cut it really short, but I'm going to leave a part on. And of course some would say you're ruining the flower. I always say, but I'm going to show the flower in a new way. So sometimes it can be good to maybe demolish the flower a little bit, because you can show another aspect of the flower. And again, this is not a very difficult technique, but it's a technique that will give you a result pretty quick. So that's interesting. And of course it's nice to work a long time on designs, on your arrangements, bouquets, whatever you make, but we have to also keep in mind that as a florist we need to earn money, and if we're spending 2 or 3 hours on a piece of work, what is then the value of that work in labor, I mean. So it's also good to practice techniques and designs that you can create in a pretty quick way. So I'm just going on with some more Beyonces. And again, these movies are not to show you the perfect design. It's just to show you a technique. It's just to show and maybe inspire you to try new things. And next to these movies we will do the tutorial movies, and those will be more, maybe a little bit longer and more finished work, all made with beautiful products from the growers, the Flower Factor growers, because we should not forget that the reason that we're doing this, I'm doing this, and soon more designers will do this, our ambassadors, is purely possible because of the growers. The growers and our partners make it possible to bring all these things. So for me that's really interesting, and I'm really proud of that, because then we can connect the different factors in the flower industry. So if we see it like this, already it's cool. You can take off the middle part, but you can leave it on also. But oh, even that happens. I normally would say, oh, you start over again and make another movie. No, it's all about creating, and things happen. I mean, things like this happen in the shop, and they happen here too. So, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin these nice dianthus on. So basically I'm threading the flowers, and I'm just threading them, of course, in the center of the flower. And if we do this really carefully and we don't damage the flower more than we already did, the leaves will be fixed to the flower, and we can easily create a very cool design. You see already the effect. And we're talking about 10, 11 dianthus flowers. So it's not a lot of flowers basically to create something that has a lot of effect. And that's, for me, again, interesting. And we do the last one. And of course the last one is always struggling a little bit. Now how cool is that? I mean, I like it. I can get really enthusiastic about things like this. We take another oyster shell. Again, we make a little hole in it, in the middle. And I'm going to slide it on, because I need a stop here too. I'm going to cut off the end that I don't need. And then I'm going to fold it. And of course I have to be careful. Fold it in an angle. Like this. Again, cutting away what's too long. So we have a nice angle in the wire. Then I'm basically just giving it a little bit of hot glue. And of course it should work if the glue gun is working. I'm gonna tell you. We can glue it later. Basically I'm gonna put some glue here, and then I'm gonna use this reindeer moss and just put it on like this. Then we seal it off. It's nice finished off. And basically we have a nice design already. Then we take a tube, and of course it's great to create a nice handle. So we're using the tube to make a nice bend, and this could be a bridal design. Of course we can add some pins, and then you have to make sure that when you pin them, you really pin them in the heart of the flower. And you can imagine, if we have a lot of pins and maybe some strings hanging down, that this could be a cool start of a design. It can be a bridal design, but of course if we make a long shape and we place it on a table, it could be a table design. So this is basically the how to make for this time. I hope you keep enjoying creating with a smile, and well, keep inspiring yourself and others. And I hope to see you next time here at Flower Factor. So thanks for your attention. Have a great day. Thank you.